So we all have a part of our soul that lives on the other side called the higher self. The higher self is you in your most perfect angelic form that is directly connected to the collective consciousness and the divine. Your higher self lives on the other side. So, lack of a better way to explain it, there are essentially two of you. There is part of your soul that lives inside your mortal body that I call the lower self, and the other part of your soul, the angelic version of you, that lives on the other side it's called the higher self, with everyone else's higher self. So this is why unity is so important for our country, because we are all connected. The higher self people dismiss as some religious belief. It's not. It's a universal fact. So imagine my surprise when Donald Trump's higher self started hanging out with me. I noticed that throughout the course of making my Bernie Sanders videos, Donald Trump's higher self would show up, chit-chat with me, and then leave. And I never really understood why. He would show up, kind of joke around with me, whatever, say hi, check in, and then leave. Bernie Sanders' higher self never did that. Hillary Clinton's higher self never did that. So I always wondered why Mr. Trump was hanging out with me. When he was elected president, I sat there and I was shaking my head and I'm like, oh man, that guy's scary. I'm like, I don't want to have to make videos about Donald Trump. That guy's scary. He intimidates people with his money and his power and his below the belt insults. I'm like, I don't want to have to go up against that. And so Donald Trump's higher self showed up at that moment and said, Christine, don't worry, I'm going to help you. And now I know why. Because this video is to Donald Trump's lower self from Donald Trump's higher self. He asked me to relay a message to his lower self for him. Because the part of Mr. Trump that lives in the collective consciousness on the other side is his most angelic self. And this is what he wanted to say to you, Mr. Trump. He's saying that being president is not going to be all it's cracked up to be for you. It was almost an egoic decision that you made that involved more of the thrill of the chase and actually winning the election versus actually being president and fulfilling that role. Your higher self is saying that this is not your purpose. This is not your heart. This is not your passion. He's saying that your life purpose is actually to run your hotels and be an entrepreneur and have your businesses and have your golf courses where people can go and relax and de-stress. Your purpose was really to be this entrepreneur starting all these businesses, creating jobs, right? That is your heart, that is your passion, that is your purpose. So by you being elected president, you are essentially considered now off path. You are out of line with your heart and you're out of line with your divine soul life purpose. So your higher self has a mouthful to say about that. Why? Because your higher self, it's his job to keep you on path. The only thing your higher self really cares about, or I'm not going to say the only thing, I'm going to say the thing that your higher self cares about the most is keeping you on path towards your life purpose, towards what you're supposed to be doing to help the collective consciousness as a whole. So because your higher self reports directly into the divine, your higher self wants what the divine wants. Your higher self and the divine are on the same page. So here's the issue. You're considered off path. Your higher self is telling me it's not your sole purpose to be president. And you being elected president is directly out of line with what the divine wants for us, because the divine has set the intention for Bernie Sanders to be president. So now your higher self is freaking out and hanging out with me because your lower self is going directly against a divine plan. And since your higher self hangs out with the divine, he's like, no. Let's let Bernie slide in there, dude. Let's let Bernie slide in there. We don't want this. We don't want this. So right now, your higher self is worried that you're going to come from an egoic position, that you're going to watch this video and be like, What is this girl saying? This is lame. Meanwhile, your higher self is on the other side saying, no, this isn't your life purpose. This isn't your life purpose. And so what is your higher self going to do in order to get you back on path? He's going to manipulate this energetic connection he has to you. Your higher self is directly connected to your thoughts, your emotions, your compulsions, moods, everything. So what your higher self told me is about to happen is he is going to manipulate this connection to you. And he's going to try to get you on path with your life purpose. And he is trying to get you to step down from your position. And what he's hoping is that you make a decision from your heart and not your ego. Because ego doesn't exist on the other side. Your higher self couldn't care less about ego, couldn't care less about status, title, nothing. Ego doesn't exist on the other side. So your higher self is going to try to appeal to your heart in that he's hoping that you do not make an egoic decision to stay president. He's hoping that you listen to your heart and really dig deep within, maybe do some journaling to get in touch with yourself, some meditation to get in touch with yourself, but really get in touch with how you're really truly feeling at your core. And really think about whether or not you truly, truly want to be president. So how is your higher self going to use this energetic connection to you? Number one, he said you're going to develop a distaste for the position. He showed me an image of taste buds, and he just said he's going to develop a distaste for it. It's not going to really appeal to him anymore. It's going to lose its fervor. It's like a sparkly diamond that is now dull. It's lost its sparkle. The appeal is worn off. He's going to be upset at his loss of control over things. He's going to be upset over the loss of freedom. He's going to be upset that he can't just fire people. He's going to be upset that he's now being told what to do, that he has to answer to people now. He's not used to being told what to do. And so he's saying he's going to miss his old life. For example, they're saying, Mr. Trump, that you would pick up the phone and handle, older business matters, business matters like your comfort zone that you're familiar with, and it's going to feel really nice and really relaxing to you, like putting on an old pair of underwear. And then you're going to do with presidential stuff, and it's just going to be like, look, it's not going to appeal to you. You're just going to be like, oh, okay, what do I have to do? So that comfort zone, I just want to let you know, you actually working as an entrepreneur in your hotels and stuff, that comfort zone, it's not just because it's comfortable. It's because your higher self is rewarding you with positive emotion for going that direction, that hour or two. So you're going to feel rewarded with positive emotion by your higher self when you deal with hotel. I mean, I know you're passing your businesses off to other people right now, but I'm just saying, test it. Test it. Don't take my word for it. Pay close attention to your emotions, because they're saying that when you go back to your comfort zone, it's going to feel nice and relaxing. And that's because of your higher self. Your higher self will be rewarding you with positive emotion and basically letting you know, hey, you're technically not supposed to be president. Because every time you address a task that, that being president involves, it's just not going to feel as good as what you used to do. So another thing is that universal energies rise up to support you in your truth. And what the divine is telling me is that being president in the United States is actually not your truth. So not only is it not your purpose, but it's not your truth. So since universal energies rise up to support you in your personal truths, if being president isn't your truth, it means it's like a deflated balloon. There's no universal energy behind you. There's no universal support. You will feel like a fish swimming upstream. Forces of nature won't help you out. Stars won't align for you in being president. You'll just feel like a fish swimming upstream. Like nothing's really going to go your way. You're going to feel it. That you have no universal support in doing this because you're going directly against divine intent. So you're going to feel that. And so what they were saying is that if you do decide to step down, that's what your higher self is asking you to do, is to step down from the position, even though he knows how hard you worked to get there. Your higher self is asking you to step down from the position, and he's saying that if you do decide to do that, forces of nature will rise up to support you in stepping down. They will try to make the road as smooth for you as possible. So this is essentially a video appealing to your heart. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings here. I know that it can be pretty hurtful to work really, really hard, be elected president, and then have somebody create a video saying, hey, sorry, God wants somebody else. You know, that could be really hurtful. And so the point of this is not to directly insult you in any way. It's to let you know that this is actually a black and white election. God wants Bernie Sanders, and he's going to find a way to make that happen. So if you don't voluntarily step down, the divine's going to find a different way to put Bernie Sanders in there, and you might not actually like the way that the divine chooses to do that. So that's why your higher self is appealing to you right now, saying, Donald, listen to her. This dude hangs out with me, man. I don't know what to tell you. He teases me. He says, speaking in absolutes comes naturally for me. I don't know why it was such a big deal for you. It's how you get things done. Anyway, he's funny though. I gotta tell you, your higher self makes me laugh. He's a pretty cool guy, actually. I don't have a problem spending time with him. Anyway, so, it's not really about you as an individual. This isn't like some sort of gigantic personal insult against you as an individual. It's really about the collective consciousness and what's good for us as a country with regards to universal energies, rising up and supporting us as a nation so that we can align ourselves with the truth and align ourselves with everybody's highest good. And according to the divine, everybody's highest good is Bernie Sanders. So that is why your higher self wanted me to create this video, essentially telling you what the deal is. But again, you don't have to take my word for it. He's going to be influencing you quite a bit here. So you're going to start experiencing a bunch of stuff. So that is why I encourage you to journal and meditate, is to really get in touch with your heart and how you feel, and really question what you really want, and make sure that, you know, you're also coming from a place of self-love. I mean, are you really taking care of yourself? Is this really the life you wanted? Because they're saying it isn't. And to everyone else watching, take care and be well. Thank you.